What's up, y'all? Janet Geary with Blackstone Labs
and Kristen Graham. Did you just say y'all?
I did say y'all. Why is that?
We're in the South. I don't know.
I never say that either. Okay, so what we are going to do today is we're going to run through 5 exercises to really target those tie-in, glute, hamstring, tie-in. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit of hamstrings and a little bit of glutes. We're going to talk about foot placement. Oh yeah, let's get those. Wait, I got to really put my shades on. Oh shit! Yeah, that's what we do. Okay. All right. Did you get that? Okay. So I don't know. Let's not talk anymore.
We're going to do like 5 exercises and
we'll talk you guys through foot placement and then mind-muscle connection.
We'll teach you some things.
Yes.
Let's go.
We're just gonna warm up our hamstrings by doing a seated hamstring curl. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is my favorite one for hamstrings. The prone hamstring curl I do really like. This is my favorite because nothing else is gonna get involved here. Like there's no back, so like sometimes if you're doing the prone hamstring curl, you're gonna hyperextend the back. You gotta really focus on driving the hips in and then curling into the pad when you're doing the prone one. So we're just gonna warm up our hamstrings, get a lot of blood flow, but then we're gonna get to the work. Oh, it's so hot. I love it. I love it. How did you do? 20. Oh god, I really crushed my quads. Oh god, this smash is so good. And 100. Alright, so the first one that we're going to do is, and there's a whole system as to what order I'm going to do the exercises, but we're going to do a high, wide leg press. So yes, if you have really good mind-muscle connection, and it does not have to be heavy, okay? I really like negatives, so you'll do a slow, on certain movements. Some I just like to go into the movement, but you're going to do a slow negative, and then you're going to hold it for a second, and then press up. So when you press up, it's almost like you're at the bottom, since you're sitting down and you're at this angle, it's like you're at the bottom of an RDL or a stiff-legged deadlift, okay? So you should feel that push into the heels and push the butt back into the seat. You're also gonna squeeze your glutes. So when you're at the bottom, even though your leg is bent, I can still squeeze my glutes. So you're gonna squeeze your glutes when you're at the bottom of it, and I want your legs to be so wide that they almost come down to touch your shoulders. And then when you press up, it's like you're pressing in and push your butt back to feel those hamstrings, okay? So that's what you guys have to be thinking. Okay, so the lower you are, the more quads, the higher you are, perfect. So you can even see her hamstring stretching right here. You can feel it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so. There you go.
Okay, now bring the knees out and make sure that they stay out. Yep.
So
good, and then when you get to the
down,
and then hold for a sec, and then squeeze and drive the heels, and then you feel
that.
Yep.
Yeah, you can feel them almost like turn in.
Yep.
If that makes sense?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so slow down, pause.
Yep.
Yeah, I can feel them.
So as she's going, like, so we hardly talk about this, but we're gonna talk about like reps and sets and stuff. So there, you could do drop sets, you could do annihilation sets. When you're really trying to absorb the movement, because it's not about going crazy heavy, it's about going as heavy as you can with a good contraction, where you hit just about failure, maybe like 2 reps shy of failure. Sticking to a rep count of 12 to 15, maybe doing 1 warm-up set, and then doing 3 to 4 working sets. And if you feel like when you get to that 3rd set that you maybe could have gone heavier, then go heavy. And you go heavy on each set, heavier on each set. So literally from the warm-up, like this is a warm-up, and then we're gonna go progressively heavier and then on each round until we hit set 4. And if we feel like we can go heavier, I sometimes will even go for another one. And that's it. How many have you done?
15.
Okay. Alright, so up, down, out here, and down here. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure that I go all the way down here, I feel my glutes, and then up and flex my hamstrings, so I'm kind of shaking when I do it. Down, down, down. And think that you're cracking a walnut between your legs. And I'm flexing my glutes too. And then you can feel my hamstrings stretch.
I can see them.
And then straight. I lost count. think that was 15 too. All right, I'll put it on the lower one first. All right, let's go with, do you feel like that was heavy?
No, just different.
So let's just jump up to 2 plates. Yeah.
I get the walnut.
Right?
Yeah, I get that analogy. Is that what it is?
And the hamstrings look good too.
Shaking.
Yep.
And it's just, it's not heavy. I think it's just a slow and
And that's
controlled
good. It doesn't have to be like with the warm up, nice and slow, just so really like have that good mind muscle connection. And then once you have it, you can go a little bit faster, just as long as it's not down, up, down, up, down, up.
Last one.
15?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this bitch. Are we ready? Ugh. Oh shit, this is heavy. Oh my god.
The tie-ins look sick.
Thank you. Huh. Ugh. Ugh. Shit.
Where you at?
8.
It's all you.
9.
Up.
10. Okay, I got this. 11.
Walnut. Walnut.
Okay. Okay. All right, let's clean up. Come on.
Okay, well, I feel them turned on just like this.
Come on.
Fuck.
Come on. What number are you on?
This is 6.
Yes. A little slower going down.
Fuck.
And I'll help you up if you need it. Crack the walnut. Yes. I'm not doing anything, by the way. Push. Good.
Fuck.
Come on, please. Look amazing. Come on. Just
2
go
more.
for 12. Good.
Sweating.
Good. I know. Oh my god, that's what happens when you work out.
Fuck. Man, I could not get it moving at first. Once I got it, it was fine, but.
So I personally love doing these good mornings, deadlifts, whatever. If we had a hack squat, we would do it on these two, depending on the hack squat, but I really like it on here. So we're on the calf raise, and we're gonna do a version of an RDL or good morning. So you're gonna put the pin all the way to the bottom, so that when you do bend over, that you have the room, because technically this is a calf raise, it's meant to be just nice and high. So you can do it 2 different ways. I personally like doing it nice and wide, having my feet to the outside, so you can bring your foot almost all the way down, and then just have your heel hang off a little bit. Keep your chest up, and then stick your chest up. Hot guy behind you, hot guy in front of you. And then chest up, butt back, and then just bend over until you feel it. So now this one requires a lot of you, not a lot of, I'm gonna give the instructions, but you, because everybody's limb length is different, hip range of motion, everything. So when you can do this 3 different ways where it's all quads, you only hit 90 and then you press up and flex the quad hard, okay? Or you can go all the way down and then do little mini pulses, and that's all glutes, wider. Or you can find your foot placement and just like when we were on here, get to the top of the movement and stick the butt out, and then you feel it more like you're at the end of the RDL. So, find your foot placement. So you might need to try one, and then, that's high. Oh no, you're good. Oh, you got shin sweat. That's how you know you got it.
I know, I got it from over there and it never stopped.
Okay.
So,
you know the break is right here.
I'm on the wrong thing.
That one.
I'm always on the wrong thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so now initially right here, do you feel the stretch in the hamstrings?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you don't have to go down very far because it's not really meant to be a quad, and then you just flex and push back. So you push your butt into the seat at the same time even though you're sitting down.
Okay, I see that.
So down, and then push your butt back.
Okay.
Got it? Yep.
Maybe
And if you feel it in your quads, you can either move them together, you can move them up, so like up on the top of the pad. So honestly. Does that hurt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel it like at the top of the
The top of
movement.
it, yep.
Yeah. Like you flex it hard and
Yep.
like drive through the heels, like
Yes.
your feet are like barely on the.
Yep, and you take your toes off just like you just did. Yep. Just do like 3 of them.
Yeah, the first set I guess is gonna be a matter of figuring out where your feet go
Yeah.
and how to gauge it for you.
Okay, so right now I feel it as I push back. Oh, thank you. This is way too light.
It's like. But again, like the way we were just saying, Jen's pushing through her heels, her feet are even, her toes are even coming off of the pad. And you're actually squeezing, right?
Yep.
Just squeezing at the top of the movement.
We're good. So this is all gonna set us up for when we do RDLs, and I like to save those sometimes in the middle and then sometimes toward the end.
Even just like this position, because it locks you in, I can feel it.
Yep. So my toes were hanging off the top. So because I have such long legs, like I need my legs nice and high. And just as long as you don't feel it on the back either, so that when you come down, the back's not coming off, because that's a lot of pressure on the spine. So that's why I say, like, this is meant for you to find your right foot placement, depending on how long your legs are and hips and everything. Okay, let's move on. So, right now, we're not using a bench. Typically, when doing bridges, I really do like to do it on a 12-inch plyo box. If you're under like 5'2", I would not even do a 12-inch plyo box. I would do something even lower. I teach people about how your upper body needs to be either parallel with your knees or a little bit lower, so you don't feel it in your lower back or quads or knees, okay? Usually, and you've seen a million barbell bridge videos or hip thrust, whatever you want to call it. We're using the BOSU because we don't have anything that low and the benches are going to be too high, okay? I had her take her shoes off because I personally like doing it with the shoes off, because when you're in a sneaker, no matter how flat they are, you are going to push forward, unless you're wearing like Chucks. You're going to push forward, and then you're going to drive through the balls of your feet when you want to drive through the heels. So I always do everything barefoot, okay? So you're gonna make sure that your back is on whatever. So like if you're on a box, the corner of the box is gonna be right by the sports bra. Her shoulder blades are right in the middle of the Bosu. But now we're doing more tie-ins and hamstrings. So you either wanna be at 90 degrees if you're gonna work strictly the glutes, or you wanna be a little further and legs open more for the tie-in hamstrings and glutes. Okay, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna go down and elongate the torso, and then you're gonna squeeze and like you're picking up a marble with your butt cheeks. Okay?
Okay, so which footing do you
And that's the foot placement that I want.
right where I am at?
Yeah, you can even move out a little bit more. Yep. If your hamstrings and calves start to cramp, that's how you know you're in the right position.
Okay.
If they don't, it just means you're not in it. So, and drive up. Good. Put your hands to the outside. I know you got a mat on. And when you're doing bridges, everybody thinks it has to be right here at the bend of the hips, but it actually should be at the top of the quads. So you're gonna push your hands
push
down.
it forward.
Yep.
Okay.
So as soon as you lift. Yep, that's it. Okay, now come down. 1, 2, 3, up and squeeze. Good. Perfect. Okay, same thing. So we didn't go over with the last, with the leg press, the vertical leg press. Same thing, like a warm-up set. This one doesn't have to be crazy heavy. Warm-up set, and then maybe 3 to 4 working sets, slowly going up, making sure that you're hitting fatigue right at that 12, 15 mark. Okay. Sometimes what I like to do while she's doing this is I'll do 3 or 4 working sets, and then I like to drop it back down to what we did the warm-up set, and then we do a burnout. So we try to do as many. So like right now, let's just say she's doing 15. Then we work our way up.
I feel this like in my lower glute, I guess, and then like right here. Is this right?
Oh, like you mean like the tie-in?
Yeah,
Like the tie-in.
it started like shaking.
Perfect. Yeah. So then we go with like a burnout set, and you'll find that your glutes will be on fire right towards the end, and the hamstrings also, since we're working that area. Okay. So I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna do a set. Oh, it's nice and wet.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you.
I dampened it for you.
Okay, so feet a little further away. I'm already cramping. Oh, that's good. Okay, so Kristen, this strongman CrossFitter, knows how to do an F and RDL. So, but we're gonna go through like movements and cueing and all that other stuff. Your lats should actually be sore when you're doing an RDL if you're doing it correctly, because you're pulling the bar close to the body. So as soon as you push the butt back, and then the barbell is gonna go literally from the shin, like the knees and shins, nice and close, nice and close, nice and close, and then you're gonna stand up and you're gonna go down, and everybody's range of motion is different. Like, I have a client that literally has to stand on a box because her range of motion, like you probably need to stand on a box. I don't have that kind of range of motion. But you can see beautiful hamstrings and tie-ins right here. So you can do it where there's all focus just on the hamstrings, and when you're at the top of the movement, you don't squeeze the glutes. Or you could do it where you come to the top of the movement and squeeze and push the hips forward. So if we're working tie-ins with hamstrings and glutes, we're gonna push and squeeze and have that super ugly butt at the top.
My grip is going.
I know. Do you want my wrist wraps?
Damn. Your tie-ins go all the way up to through your butt. Your tie-ins literally come up to here. Like,
And then my glutes all the way down here.
That was really cool.
Okay. All right, so I actually didn't. I didn't do the squeeze forward, but I should have. So I'm gonna do it on the next side. So with this one, same thing. We would go up and wait. You don't have to go up crazy. It's just about going down slow like we did. She went slower than I did. Down slow, and then up and squeeze. So we can do, we're gonna do three to four more sets, and then call it a day.